A really good match here. Could see something really good. And we are now actually in the picks and bans of the semifinal match, Team Tower Dive Tournament number 34. I am Sakimans, and unlike what it says, this is not Azure Dragon. This is actually Fancy Zergling. How's it going, buddy?
We all know I'm doing well. Far too fancy to be Azuraki there. Just saying.
Far too fancy and not quite a dragon. You're a bit more of a hive-mindy Zerg thing.
Hive-minded creature. I mean, if you like squint your eyes a bit, turn your head to the left, I kind of look like a dragon. I mean,
maybe a little bit, but
the top hat gives it away though.
Just a little bit. Well, we are going to see the first few bans coming out. We are seeing Draven ban, Thresh, Nunu, and Jace taken off the board so far. I'm glad this game Thresh has been taken off the board. I think purple team or red team, team Azure Black, finally, doing a smart play, because we've seen Thresh go in the last 2 games of the tournament we've spectated, and that team won.
Yeah, I mean, he is the playmaker. He sets up all the kills for your carry, getting them just absurdly fed. And we saw how much damage Draven was doing at the end of that game, and it was because Caitlyn was able to, or not Caitlyn, Thresh was able to set up those early game kills by just pulling him in there, having that area of denial and saying, oh, you messed up, time to pay.
Yeah, and we're having a Quinn being floated over. I think this is a troll pick. I don't think this is a real thing, but Kennen and Blitzcrank also being banned. It looks like they're trying to get some heavy initiators and team fighters out of the woodwork. Draven, yeah. I'm not sure why we saw Breaking Challenger ban Draven.
I'm not 100% sure either. I mean, he's an extremely strong pick, but maybe they're deciding to go with a new team comp this game. Maybe they've seen red team play before and know, hey, this is what we kind of need to pick against them, so we should ban this so we can pick this. It's really hard to tell, though. Usually we don't see the Draven ban. It's usually reserved for champs like Hecarim or Zac, someone who has more initiation or CC.
Well, Draven is a ban-worthy champion. He's very strong, but I think I was more referring to the fact that they played a really good Draven. So maybe they have something up their sleeve.
More than likely, and I'm already curious as to what it is. We see Lee Sin and Zac getting floated over now. We'll see what they do here. Lee Sin top has not been as much of a thing lately, but it looks like that's probably what we're going to see here is a Lee Sin top.
He could be jungle mid or support. Like I said earlier in the game, he can be put anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you can put a Lee Sin almost anywhere other than AD carry, and you can even have a kill lane with Lee Sin, because he's just so versatile in his kit. Like, that's his strength. But right now we're definitely seeing a lot of skirmishing. What I'm surprised about, and we actually didn't touch on this, look who we have locked in at the top of the red team.
Yes, the Troll King. Trundle's just gotten so strong. I'm surprised we don't see more of him. He has that pillar which just messes with team fights, just giving that semi-wall there. Just wrecks teams, his positioning, his ability to get in there, get so tanky, destroy your tank's tankiness is just absurd. And he cripples your AD carry if he smacks him with his Q.
Yeah, so he's pretty much a giant middle finger to your good members of your team. And a lock-in of the new champion. We haven't seen. I don't think we've seen Aatrox in a tournament yet, have we?
No, I haven't seen him in any tournament yet. He's fairly new. People are still messing around with him. He does have that. I want to say it's a troll passive. He can literally dive in there, take you under your tower, heal up, and walk away. Like, it's nobody's business.
Definitely.
It's absolutely absurd. And then he has a great initiation with his jump up. He has just amazing sustain with the secondary on his W there. I mean, what can you do about him? He's just going to be in there and staying in that lane, especially as support from Zac. We'll just come in there and let him to do the damage he needs while keeping the other guy locked down.
Well, we're going to have to see. We're actually seeing a lot of champs we haven't seen in the tournament so far yet. We're seeing Zac played. We're bringing out a Trundle, and I honestly didn't think we'd be seeing a Trundle or an Aatrox in this tournament. And Nidalee's always nice to see, too. Always a fun champ to see. Pretty fun champ to watch. So we're gonna have a really interesting match, guys, coming out of this.
I mean, I always love seeing champions that aren't picked that much. It spices things up, gives us a new color to watch. I mean, seeing the same 10 champions, 12 champions all the time is not the most exciting thing in the world after a while.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. So it's nice to see some, especially for casters, like because for people who are playing, you like to play what's comfortable. But for us, we're sitting here, we're talking, we can only talk so much about the same dude.
Yeah.
Then we're just repeating things, and then people in the VODs will be like, "Hey, this is new because I only watched this game because my friend was in it." But yeah. I don't know. How do you think Aatrox is going to match up against the kind of things we have on the red team here? Let's kind of break down his kit a little bit because a lot of people might not know him very well yet.
All right, so Aatrox, he's pretty much. I want to say he's tanky DPS. He's a melee DPS. You want to build a little health on him just to make sure you're surviving, but really, Aatrox is at his best when you're building mostly damage, which kind of is his downfall in a way, because when you build him with so much damage, and sacrificing that health, and you're that champion that needs to go in there, you kind of give the other team a reason to focus you. You give them a reason to just wipe you off the board. Even though his passive, Bloodwell, does keep that from happening, he is able to heal back up, and with enough lifesteal and a little bit of health, he could become a tanky monster.
Yeah, I definitely. It'll be interesting to see him in a team fight. I'll be honest, I haven't seen him played much just in random 5 games, and another thing I haven't seen very much is just, I haven't seen him in tournaments. I haven't seen him anywhere yet. I think I've seen him in one game I've played in the past few weeks, and he really wasn't all that impressive to me and I wasn't laning against him, but we didn't really have any major team fights because the game ended faster than I would have liked. But I want to see how how good Masquerade actually is, how much his Blades of Torment actually affect the game, how much, because 40% isn't a slow to joke around with. That's a pretty powerful slow. How much his blood price Bloodthirst does, and exactly how good of an engagement or escape tool Dark Flight is. So, I mean, it seems like it'd be pretty good matched up with. You can obviously see we have a Zac jungle, but we'll have to see how it works.
Well, what we're gonna really want to see from the blue team here, if they want to want Aatrox to work, is a lot of ganks. They're going to want to get him fed. They're going to want to get all the damage they can onto Aatrox so he can go in there, use that lifesteal, use a bit of health items, and just dominate the team. Keep him ahead of the rest of the team. That's how they're going to use Aatrox to their advantage. Though it's really going to be hard if they have someone like Nidalee Top who can just leap away.
Yeah, and I got his ult wrong. It's not Masquerade, it's Massacre. That's a bit different.
I didn't hear you.
That's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a fan of the opera or anything.
Yeah. What's the difference? Do you want to go to a masquerade party or a massacre party? What would a massacre party be?
Maybe it's like the Purge, where a bunch of guys will run around killing people.
Maybe.
That's what I think of a massacre party. It's like, hey, let's go destroy some guys.
It's the new political party that's dedicated to that one movie, where they unleash the criminals. Yeah. Is that the Purge?
They don't release criminals in the Purge. They're just like for one night.
Crime is legal, yeah. Legal. Yeah, so that was it. How was that? I kind of want to see it.
Honestly, it's one of those movies that I won't see because
there's
certain types of movies that I don't watch because it just delves too much into the human psyche, and it freaks me out. Like those parts in War of the Worlds, the movie didn't scare me. It was certain parts that freaks me out. Like it wasn't scared as much as anxiety when people are crowding around the car and that gunshot goes off and people start shooting each other over the car, or they're in the basement with the old guy.
Yeah,
man.
There's a lot of human nature sort of things, and stuff like that, and no all skin war yet, but we do have 3 skins each. Oh no, two for the top one.
Two for the top one.
According to Azuraki, This is actually pretty big here. Dragon Slayer Vayne does have a curse in our tournaments, so no one has ever won a tournament match with Dragon Slayer Vayne. If this team wins, if Breaking Challenger can win, this will piss off Azuraki so much.
It would. I mean, not only will it break the curse, but it'd be going after Azuraki next. I mean, what do you think Dragon Slayer Vayne does in her downtime? Play shuffleboard? No.
Yeah, normally she trains, because she keeps losing, but now she's going to just hunt Azuraki.
Now it's her time, said every Raiders fan ever.
Wow. All right, well, why
I'm a Raiders fan. I can say it.
No, I just keep doing that. But anyway, we are going to jump right into the game. This is the semifinals between Breaking Challenger and Azure Black. Hopefully we'll see a really good game. I am your caster, Saki Man, and with me I have the ever so delectable Fancy Zergling. Why did I call you delectable?
Because we're delicious. Have you ever had Zergling a la carte?
I've had it all in mode, which is kind of strange.
Pretty good.
Hey, you did call that Lee Sin top, by the way.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to go in the jungle again, like we've seen this tournament. We've seen Lee Sin jungles.
The problem with sending Lee Sin in the jungle.
Actually, no, he might be mid. I think he's going to be mid.
He could be mid. He is tanky DPS mage assassin carry.
And I also think Aatrox is probably a better top champion. Now that I just think about it.
I mean, he does have that. He does have that healing. He does have that shield that he can put up. But Aatrox just at this point has so much more sustain, and he has that safety button in his passive.
Ooh, we could actually see a fight here. The blue team is waiting. They might have saw Nidalee. They see the red team. Looks like they're going to go. Aatrox jumps in on Ezreal. He is cut out from the rest of his team, but it looks like there is the pillar protecting him from everyone else. And that is one smelly pillar. It definitely made the blue team turn around.
Yeah, I mean, really, I do enjoy the fact that blue team did decide to try to get a first level engage here, though. The Sona, man, she's acting a little ballsy. But,
yeah, but Vio was playing really well last game, so.
Played extremely well. Though I do like their attempt to get in here and get a first level engage off, just because they do have a fair amount of CC. Like, I would give the first level to them simply because Janna needs to be able to land those tornadoes and Trundle needs to be able to land a good puller in order to turn that team fight around. If it was a level 1 fight.
I wonder where Zach is going. Zach kind of taking an obscure jungle path around there.
Yeah.
Wasted like 10 seconds. I don't know what he was. Maybe he was going to go bot lane and changed his mind, or maybe he changed his path mid game. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think it was more of maybe Trundle's waiting there, because that's one thing Trundle can do is Trundle can wreck people. He absolutely wrecks people in the jungle.
Well, but because of that ward by blue buff, they knew Trundle was at blue. So I don't think that was, maybe he was gonna gank bot and then they said no, communication stuff. And we are gonna see Cake Nom Nom in the mid lane against Maiden Italy, and actually both junglers are in the top lane here. Trundle is going to face check the Zac. Aatrox is going to go for the knockup here. Trundle taking a lot of damage. The pillar goes up and Flash goes out. Zac slingshotting himself. Not going to be able to get Trundle though. He got away very fast. Almost a kill though. His Flash did have to be expelled.
That's going to be such a great advantage for blue team. I mean, they don't have a Flash in that jungle now, so they have that. They have a couple wards in the jungle. They know where he is, and at any time they can go and try to gank him, especially with Zac being able just to hold him down, and Lee Sin just can stick on him if he decides to go in.
Yeah, speaking of Zac holding him down, Zac is actually punishing him, and Lee Sin, taking a lot of damage. That minion blocked the spear. That actually would have gotten Lee Sin dangerously low if that would have happened. And both of them are jungling over that Wraith.
But Nidalee like, nope, mine.
Definitely.
Really though, that was a hero minion there. That would have completely turned this lane around, and that's one of the things that Nidalee brings to the team, is that when you land her spears, when you land those spears, they completely turn around that lane because they do chunk you. I mean, you could be winning unabatedly your lane, and then all of a sudden the spear out of nowhere hits you, you're hit for a quarter of your health, and the lane dynamic changes completely. You can't be nearly as aggressive you were, because if your enemy jungler comes up, you're just gonna explode.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I am concerned about one thing though. On the side of Azure Black, they ended up going with Ezreal here. Now, Ezreal is a very strong pick. Unfortunately, and John is going to help him get to the late game faster and help protect him. But my problem here is Vayne. Vayne is just going to snowball so much better than Ezreal. And Vayne is just going to walk all over this game unless they can dive him with that Trundle. So, I mean, they don't really have much backline dive other than Trundle or Elise.
I mean, really, and that's a problem. Anybody that can get in there and keep her down.
And actually, in the mid lane, we're going to have a fight. Cake Nom Nom is actually going to get away. Aatrox in the top lane, though, battling this. Elise gonna make it under the tower, though.
Taking those tower shots, that hurts. I mean, really, you really have to pay attention to where that you are in that tower range, because even taking one tower shot at this low level is just unacceptable.
Yeah, it definitely hurts a lot more now than it does later on, or when you back and get a Giant's Belt. And as you can see, Nidalee's range definitely giving Lee Sin a run for his money. Lee Sin actually, I don't know what Trundle is doing up there at the top lane. Maybe Aatrox, like, you know, pressuring Nidalee or pressuring Elise so hard doesn't want to let them dive Nidalee. So Trundle actually only level 3.
We just hit level 4. That's really a shame. That it was that first failed gank. It really just set him behind, and then the wraiths being taken. Every little bit helps for the junglers, and when you just mess them even in the slightest way, there's just, you need to come up with a way to get him back. That's when the team needs to, alright, so these guys are low, come down here and we'll get you some.
Ooh, there's the flash ignite! Sona going on to Ezreal, but 2 shields immediately put on top of him. Not going to be able to pick up the kill. And yeah, it was close.
Yeah, that was absolutely close. Probably wet his pants there. Wouldn't be surprised.
And here's Trundle. Aatrox now going to go on to him. He does have his ultimate Massacre. He's going to pop it, get increased attack speed. First blood goes down to Rocky.
And he absolutely melted him, and it's the problem, is you can't be hanging around and going off when the top's MIA, especially when you're a jungle and you're covering for top, because if you have a top there who heals up and can just do so much damage, you're going to want that map awareness. And one of the main problems we see here is there is no ward here top lane. At least came back with one, but really there's nothing there to say where the other top laner is. And Aatrox, I really feel like he's going to be able to once he gets up a few levels, push the lane and go ahead and gank another lane. And that's something they really need to watch out for as he gets more and more farmed. I mean, it's exactly what they want, is someone to slip up and give our Aatrox a kill, because now he's so far ahead of the top.
Yeah, and Aatrox doing a lot better than I thought he'd be doing, so I gotta give him props on that aspect. Definitely doing good, and it looks like Trundle might go in on a gank for Lee Sin here. Lee Sin was putting on damage on Nidalee. That spear connecting directly, and very nice kick. Trundle not going to be able to get that bite or any other slow on him for that matter. And Lee Sin going to be careful not to get hit by another spear.
Yeah, honestly, I would really like to see the swap here. Aatrox did manage to get ahead, and speaking of Aatrox, he did get a nice jump off.
He is actually popping Massacre again, going on to this spider right here. And just seeing Rocky now has a firm hold on top lane.
And I really would want to see this swap here, but it looks like Trundle's chasing off Zac down here, and now I'm just doesn't look like anything's gonna happen off it.
Yeah, actually they do have a 3-on-3. Trundle could get a very nice pillar and cut Sona off. Sona gonna get picked up. First kill going down on the board for the red team, which isn't bad. You know, they're not that far behind at this point. Trundle just, you know, started off a little bad in the jungle. He's a bit behind in farm, and you know, he really has a level disadvantage at this point.
And really that'll help him out a lot. It gives him some gold, allows him to go back, purchase item a little sooner, and that's one thing he needs. He needs to get those assists. He needs to come in here and try to get a few more ganks. What we're seeing right now is he's just stuck in the jungle, and that's a lot of traps that junglers fall into. Now, really going up here, I want to see them switch Lee Sin and Aatrox. Lee Sin's having such a hard time with this Nidalee. I think Aatrox would be able to sustain himself better against her, while Lee Sin can go in here and go toe-to-toe with Elise.
Yeah, that's definitely... well, it's speculative. I don't know, much about Aatrox, so I don't know how he'd fare against Nidalee, but Nidalee's generally good against melee targets, or melee lane opponents in general. That's Nidalee's forte, and that's generally why people have picked Nidalee. That, and for AP, because of the fact that her spears just do so much damage. And it looks like there will be a fight. Actually, Aatrox being taken out really low, but he does have that really trolly passive. Elise is just like, I'm not even going to bother, and backs off.
Yeah, but honestly, though, I think it would be the better thing to do here because Aatrox is already ahead. He can heal off any of those spears. I mean, look at that. His lifesteal's off the charts. He's healing up almost instantly. I mean, 4 hits, he's healed up almost half his health. So being able, literally can chunk him, but he's just going to heal it back up. So she's just going to be wasting mana.
Yeah, that is pretty ridiculous. But Trundle is coming in here, gets the pillar, not the block, but he gets the slow. And Aatrox does dive in there. Zac knocking him up again and uses it all, trying to protect his buddy. And it looks like they will turn out on Elise. Elise, it looks like they want to stick around for the kill. And they will get it. And it looks like they're safe. They both make it out.
You know, that was just lack of wards, lack of, I guess, knowledge about the champion there. I mean, they should have been, hey, this guy is a passive and we haven't seen Zac in a while. We should, you know, keep it.
Oh, looks like Trundle gonna go for that kill. Getting the shutdown. Not sure it was smart for Zac to stay down there as well. And they're fighting in the mid lane also, but looks like Zac taking damage from that Trundle. Trundle limbering over. No, one more hit would have killed him, but Trundle gonna choose to back off.
Still getting that shutdown is going to be amazing for Trundle. It's exactly what he needed to get back in this game. Just being able to go home and get another item for him and being able to get that much tankier and support his team. We're going to see, probably just end up seeing more and more ganks from him with that shutdown gold.
I definitely have to agree with you on that. You know, Trundle, as I was saying earlier, behind, not so much now.
Yeah. Oh.
But there is another fight. Yeah, I did just get Atunu kicking him right out of the Sona ult, though, messing up a little bit there. Nidalee just going to keep hibbity-hopping away. And now it looks like Sona forced to back off, so blue team actually messed up that kill. It would have been easy, but they even wasted a Sona ult with it. So, you know, pretty big price to pay for not getting that kill.
Yeah, really that's one of the things about playing Lee Sin is if you don't play him all the time.
Well, it was Vayne. Vayne's Condemn.
Vayne's Condemn, okay.
But it just maybe it was just a communication error, or both two people had different ideas. I'm not quite sure why some Vaynes think of it smart to condemn as like a damage source in team fights. It ends up causing more harm than good most of the time.
I mean, really, if they're getting away, do it. But usually it's just better to sit there and auto attack. Just because it procs your silver bolts, it just procs your lifesteal. So, just sit back, relax, and right-click hero away.
And it looks like Aatrox's passive still not up yet, so he's being a little more cautious. You can kind of tell his passive has a cooldown. Ooh, we're seeing a fight in the mid lane. Trundle is beating up down on Zac, slowing him for a little bit. Getting that speed up, gonna give him a little more damage on top of Zac. Zac forcing the flash, and unfortunately the Nidalee spear will be a little bit misplaced. And they will get away. Red team actually showing a little bit of fangs right now, showing like, hey, you can't push this around that easily, and this might be the even game we're gonna see, and it's not even the finals yet.
I don't know. I mean, really, I just want to go back to it. Trundle getting that shutdown. I mean, he got so much tankier just from that one item. And that's really one of the benefits of Trundle is like once he gets started, he just becomes so tanky and so hard to kill.
Yeah, it's and we are gonna see them get a dragon too. They could even get Lee Sin. Looks like the spider will jump right on there. What spear going? Looks like they had so many answers to Lee Sin getting away. Just an SQ with spear and an Ez-ult, just all flying in that direction. And it looks like the spear said, "Nah, me first."
I mean, that's just great play by Nidalee being able to land those spears. I mean, seeing her do it consistently as well. That Really, that's what red team needs here is just poke them down, and once those team fights started, they're already all at half health or a third of their health gone. I mean, it's going to be good to see her in the future with those spears that as we get further into this game.
Ooh, it looks like Ezreal could be in a little bit of trouble here. Aatrox jumping on him with Massacre and evaporating the Ezreal. Oh, just getting taken down. He could actually push this tower a little more, but he's going to play it safe. Back off, and ooh, very nice job by Zach stealing that buff from Nidalee and forcing her out of her own jungle. Aatrox even counter-jungling Trundle a little bit.
Yeah, but he does have the smite, so he just said, hey, thanks for the work. I'll see you through that now.
Thanks for the free buff.
I mean, hey, what? You have to do a favor for everybody now and then. I mean, do a little work for the enemy. I guess it's okay.
Yeah, and it looks like blue team going to be going for the third tower of the game. Well, that's one of Breaking Challenger's strength. Is they all, if you've noticed, constantly push towers. They've in every single game we've watched them with, and I'm pretty sure last week they probably did it too. They just push a lot of towers, and it works. It's objective-based play. And it looks like there is the Sona ult. They need to get that tower down, though, because it is going to do damage. It looks like Vayne taking a lot of damage. Zach in the middle of the team going to be picking up a kill with Aatrox's help. Now it looks like Janna is in trouble. Very good fight for the blue team. Aatrox was tanking that tower, and he wasn't even in trouble. He did have his passive still. Just an extremely one-sided fight.
Yeah, we just saw red team get absolutely melted once they got engaged on, and with the Sona ult, the Zach's CC and Aatrox's knockup, they couldn't get away.
And speaking of CC, it looks like they're trying to get Trundle or Nidalee as well. Nidalee forced to flash away there, but it looks like Trundle's still in the middle of the fight. Aatrox uses his blood well to heal back up. Ezreal gonna help with Nidalee killing him, but one more hit for Vayne. That is gonna be a shutdown, and the Condemn will allow her to pick up another one. 2 shutdowns for Vayne. Wow, that is going to give them some gold, but it looks like Elise jumping, following after Vayne, trying to survive here. Looks like Vayne is going for the fight, trying to use the Blade of the Root. It gives her a little more health, but she does not have that Condemn. Not going to be able to get away.
That was some great play by that Vayne. I mean, if it was like 2 seconds later, 1 second later, she would have been able to get away with that Condemn, but unfortunately, that cooldown was just working against her there. And Elise took the right time to get in there and get that shutdown gold for herself to kind of get her back in this game.
Yeah, you can see, though, 4K gold advantage. Not a death sentence, but they are 4 towers behind. It will be 3 after Ezreal finishes pushing this tower, as he probably will get it. Yeah, he's just going to let the minions beat that one up until it finally goes down. But, you know, it's that tower gold stacks up, and it also opens up so many more, you know, just everything. It opens up so many more options for Dragon, Baron, and invading buffs, because you don't always have that tower to run to.
Yeah, I mean, really just that they were doing well there, just trying to get that tower down. It's going to help them just a bit, help them stay in this game, because really what they need to do is play smart, try to get some gold, farm up, and engage in these skirmishes. The team fight is not going to be their best place to fight, just because they have the other team, the blue team has so much CC. So they want to get in here, they want to poke, they want to skirmish, they want to kind of engage in 4v5s, 4v3s, that kind of deal. But something I do want to bring up is actually Elise's build here. We saw her go after the Sunfire cape right out the bat. I mean, really, I feel that was an extremely smart choice. She's behind. The enemy team has 3 champions who do attack damage. So really, having that there, she's just going to be able to survive and kind of get back in this game and allow her to get the kills she needs to get off the abilities she needs to help her team.
I think that's definitely a little bit better of a pickup other than a Haunting Guy. She really did need that extra armor, and it still increases her threat range just because of, you know, the damage on Sunfire. And oh, Sona taking a big chunk right there.
Yeah, I mean, she really needs to be starting to play further back, just because getting caught out by a Nidalee Spear or the Ezreal Q just will send her B. She doesn't have the health to just tank shots like that. So I really want to see her just playing a little further back, because the team really can't afford to 4v5. I mean, they're ahead. They may be able to win, but you don't want to do things that are maybe. You want to make sure that you're keeping your lead, that you're always doing the correct move, the most powerful move.
Yeah, and both teams right now floating around mid lane. Aatrox just going to that top lane like it's his home, just staying there and constantly pushing. He's almost got the 2 towers down up there. I'm not sure if he's put much damage on that top turret. No, he's only put a little bit, but you know, he's definitely making the red team have to make a decision.
I mean, he's just so far ahead right now that really one person won't stop him. So he can sit here and just push this tower, while red team has to keep one person up top from taking that tower. The one person can't kill him, they just have to keep him from taking the tower.
Yeah, and you see Elise, what did force him down. It looks like they are going to be, again, because the red team does not have towers, they are open to things like this, just taking buffs.
I mean, especially just giving it to Vayne. Her Q is going to be up more often, her Condemn is going to be up more often, just making it all that much harder to dive onto her. And really, this is a problem that the red team has, is their inability to lock Vayne down. I mean, when someone asks me, hey, how do you deal with Vayne on the other team? It's CC. And really, red team just doesn't have the CC to effectively deal with her.
Well, you saw there, Aatrox was able to get away right there in the mid lane, and which proves what we were talking about earlier. His jump actually can be a fairly decent escape mechanism as well as an engage mechanism.
I mean, really, he's just proving really strong at this point. Just being able to get him far ahead, he starts to carry, he starts to just be this menace, because you can't kill him. You have to land the ignite at exactly the right time in order to make sure that his health,
Ooh, it looks like they did want to go in on Elise there. Not quite, but it looks like Vayne taking a lot of damage. Almost took a Nidalee Spear to the face too, but good guy Lee Sin jumping with that safeguard and, you know, stun wore off just in time.
Yeah, it was good on her for getting that, but really, they need to stay under this tower, because that's the only way they're going to win this, is wait for blue to make the bad engage. Just wait for blue to mess up.
They have enough wave clear, and they also have enough poke damage that, you know, you can tell the blue team is still scared. You know, they really don't want to go in on this.
They don't. I mean, they have to wait for all the ultimates, and if they do, their ultimates have to be extremely well placed, or else the red team's just going to disengage. They're going to be taking tower shots while they're disengaging, and they're just going to be taking skill shots as the red team runs away. So,
ooh, Aatrox actually is split pushing though, so they're eventually going to win this tower siege. They're forced to send Elise up.
Yeah, I mean, Elise is the person that they could kind of spare, I want to say. I mean, Nidalee took a lot of damage from Vayne there, but Nidalee needs to be standing back here and just throwing out spears to anybody who tries to get too close. They can afford to have Elise up here if Aatrox is up here, but they can't. But they can't afford to have their people down in bottom lane just overextending and taking shots like that. That's what's going to lose this engagement.
Well, either way, Breaking Challenger right now is coming out ahead. Like, look at this tower; it's already down to half health. If Aatrox continues this little strategy he's doing, then
the Sun Alt does go down onto the bottom lane here. And
it looks like, yeah, we do have a fight. Trundle just kiting around the tower at this point. The fight looks to be already won. Exhaust goes out on Aatrox. Ezreal passes through, but Aatrox's passive was there. He is de-targeted by the tower, and Lee Sin stands there in the back, but Vayne able to get picked up by the Ezreal. Very, very good job. Just taking a few kills. Actually taking one by the red team. I mean, they only got one, but they forced them away from that tower.
I mean, that was just really what happened there. Lee Sin got a little too anxious. Then everybody else had to go in there because Lee Sin went in there, and the Soda Alt didn't get enough people. Red team did what they did best and just ran away and poked them down. Even though they did lose a person, red team did end up losing Vayne, who's just going to be a great boon, or excuse me, blue team ended up losing Vayne, which is going to be a great boon for red team. So, really, that was good. Well, extremely well played on red team's part, just playing to their strengths, their team's strength.
Yeah, and it looks like we do have a fight here. Lee Sin is going to kick in there. Trundle going to bite that Lee Sin. Looks like Blade of the Rune King going off as well. Unfortunately, Nidalee missed her spear, and they don't really have any sustained damage without Ezreal. If one thing I noticed, like Trundle, no damage. You know, Nidalee, her spears can chunk people, and when she's in the middle of the fight, can do a decent amount of damage. But without Ezreal, you know, they don't really have any sustained damage. Elise is getting there. Is getting there, but doesn't quite have it yet.
Nope. I mean, she was forced ahead of time to get that super tanky item to kind of keep her alive, or else she would have gotten smushed like the spider she is. I mean, really, she doesn't have that damage, and they can't afford to be too aggressive here. They just want to keep playing D until Ezreal gets super farmed, or at least blue team messes up, and they can get a tower, get a Baron, get something in order to get them back in this game.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to see red team actually try and siege this tower. Red team, you know, has the chance to do something here.
They absolutely do. They're doing exactly what they need to. They're poking, but Zac does go in.
Yeah, Zac does engage right here. We're seeing an engagement. Aatrox jumping in as well. Very nice Janna ult for the disengage, but Vayne has her passive, and it looks like Blade of the Rune King going off on Nidalee as well as a Sona ult. Gonna keep her in there, picking up 2 quick kills here. Now blue team has a choice. They can either siege or Baron. They need to do something fast though.
They can pretty much just go ahead and split push again, send Aatrox top, or send the team top and Aatrox bottom. That'll give them Baron control. Make sure that whenever they get that top tower, they could just go back and take Baron, or they could just go ahead and Baron itself. I mean, really.
Looks like they're going to continue the engagement here, taking that tower. Ezreal getting blown up by Aatrox. Aatrox gonna die here though, unless he heals. He gets that heal from Nidalee, giving him more attack speed and working well with him. As you can see, he's already up to about 4th health. Lee Sin jumping in, getting that kill, and Sona ends up picking up the one on Janna right there. That is now 5-2. Ooh, very nice Lee Sin, but that is 5-2 right now. They're at least going to get this inhibitor, and now they want to get out. They still know, hey, Trundle's up, Nidalee's up. Both are really powerful.
Yeah, it looks like they're actually going to go up for this top tower. With several of them there, it is the right choice just because Trundle won't be able to stop several of them, and Aatrox does. Oh, Aatrox is actually trying to take him out, too, but looks like he's going to pill and run away.
They are going to get a tower, though.
Yeah, they're going to get a tower, and that's really... That's a good call.
Vayne goes down, uses Blade of the Rune King on Nidalee. Nidalee now in a little bit of trouble. That is warded, so they can see Nidalee. Both people taking down each other mid-pounce. Ended up getting killed by, pretty much getting killed by the Vayne, but Pounce went all the way through.
That was it. Those are always great fights to see. Just give you a good laugh when people are ready to take him out. And that was really good on the Nidalee's part. Vayne is so far ahead at this point that I'm fairly surprised that she was able to take her out.
Yeah, I definitely thought that'd be just Vayne getting a free kill. So well played by Nidalee. And oh man, Aatrox on, or Guardian Angel on Aatrox, that is nasty.
It's like, are you dead yet? No. Are you dead yet? No. Are you dead yet? No.
Okay, fine.
I'm done.
The only thing better is, oh, they also have a Zillion.
No, they need a Zanya's too on him.
I wonder if he can solo Baron. He might be able to.
Nah.
No, like passive and all. I wonder if he could solo Baron.
Maybe. That's a big maybe. He probably has to pop his ult in order to solo Baron.
Yeah, that. Oh, it looks like he did. We do see his ult go off right there, and they are going for a full-fledged Baron. Not sure if the red team knows about this, though. No, Ezreal investigating it. Janna not really going to be able to do anything, though, unless she does the best tornado ever. No, not going to work.
That was close.
Close, but it looks like they are going to engage, try to engage on the red team, or the red team right here. Janna running away. Does juke that, but Blade of the Rune King gonna stop her in her tracks. Cake Nom Nom gonna pick up that kill. Ezreal almost getting taken down by Vayne, but Nidalee taking a lot of damage as well. Looks like we're going to see blue team push up maybe for the win. Zac popping his ultimate right there. He is jumping in. Trundle is now slowed, but they are able to close that gap here. Nidalee, or Elise now in trouble, does end up jumping up. So the Sona ult was useless, but they did destroy another tower, and they are pushing up another inhibitor. Bot lane pushing up. They might get another free tower just through the minions alone. They are going to continue sieging off this, though. Aatrox has the minions. He is at that front door. Wow, the rest of his team help him. Aatrox now in the middle of the entire enemy red team. Elise gets blown up right there. Another tower falls. 2 towers fall. Nexus is now getting hammered away at. Will they take the victory here? I'm not sure red team can force them away. And that is GG. It looks like Breaking Challenger will take the victory right there over Azure Black.
Yeah, 18 to 8 kills with 49k gold. Excuse me.
That's okay.
Blue team moves to the finals. I mean, really, we just saw some excellent play. We saw some champions being brought in that we really didn't expect. It was extremely exciting game.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the better games there in the finals. Oh, if they have teams like this, they bring in even something else or even just play the same champs, it's going to be great. So we're going to get into the finals very, very shortly. And also, I've just been given, we do have an RP card to give away, but we're going to do it after the finals. So if you stick around, you're going to have a chance to win the RP card. I will figure out some way to give it away, some fun way, and I will do it without Twitch chat. I'll post it up on the stream itself at some point. So just stick around for that if you want some free RP. Is always nice. But other than that, I'm ready for some really, really good games. Like these, just looking at how well, we've been watching Breaking Challenger as they've been moving up through the ranks. They've been doing really, really good all tournament. So I can see how they won last week's tournament. I can see it, just with all this skill that they're doing and using and the strategies they're employing. They're definitely not, a team that's just new around the block. And I'm excited to see how they end up closing it out. And let's see if